What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping in and checking out another Masterverse unboxing video with me. We are looking at a new Eternia Flying Fist He-Man, and I'm going to bring in the Origins version of the Flying Fist He-Man just to kind of compare him as well. Maybe do a little bit of part swapping between the two. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at this box. We've got an awesome picture of Flying Fist He-Man here, and we got Too Bad, it looks like, over here on the other side. Awesome artwork on these new boxes. At first, I wasn't a fan of this smaller window, but I do appreciate the artwork that we get with the boxes now because of the smaller window, and it doesn't really uh, become a necessity for me to see those extra little bits and swords and stuff. I don't mind the way they have it put in this little area over here, and we can't really see it through the window, but we can see the characters' main face and their profile, so I like that a lot. The box on this one's really cool. Turn it to this side, and we have got the full body shot and then the head shot of He-Man here at the top. And again, this is Flying Fist He-Man. On this side, it just kind of extends, and it looks like we got a little bit of the Sorceress over here. And then around to the back of the box, where they normally have pretty cool stuff, right? So we can see in this wave we have Flying Fist He-Man, Fisto, and Evil Lyn also available. So pretty cool set. I have unboxed the Evil Lyn on the channel. She's probably my favorite female figure in the Masterverse line to date, and I don't really see anyone passing her by. It's a really good figure, this one here. Definitely check that video out. Then we have, it looks like some CGI artwork of the figure, and then we've got his different accessories over here. It shows the kind of flying fist thing there, his rotating shield, and then it shows that it can plug in on the back. Flying Fist He-Man, heroic leader with arm swinging action. He-Man discovers an ancient weapon fueled by the power of Grayskull, long thought lost, which shows him the way of the flying fists. So that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get the box flipped around. We'll take one final look at this artwork on the front and get him pulled out of the package. All right, we got him all pulled out of the box. Got a close-up look on him here. Now, this head sculpt we have seen a couple times before, and I believe we first saw it on the blue version of Faker that we got in the Masterverse line. And everyone really liked that head sculpt on Faker. I think quite a few people said that that should be the locked-in He-Man head for the Masterverse line. And it appears that kind of now that's what they're doing. For these new Eternia ones, we've seen this head a couple of times. I feel like this is the best version of the head, going with the color scheme with the hair and then the skin tone. It looks a little better than the last version that was on the Power Punch He-Man. The one with the red armor, I can't remember exactly, but I'm going to pull him in here in just a minute so we can kind of compare them together. But I just wanted to go ahead and mention that we have seen this head several times, and it's really the only head that we have seen multiple uses with for the new He-Man Masterverse action figure. He's pretty much gotten a different head every single time until they've kind of settled on this head. We'll see. They may change it again in the future, but as far as now, it looks like this might be what they're going with, and I think it's not a bad head sculpt. The way they have it painted here, like I said, is my favorite so far out of all of the versions that I've seen, other than the Faker. He looked best as Faker. I'm not gonna backtrack on that. He was definitely a cool figure. As far as his accessories, he came with this little back snap thing that will snap into his back, and it will allow him to hold that special weapon, the this special weapon right here, and it does spin, and as you can see, it is decoed way better than the Origins version of this weapon. I'll kind of hold it back this way so you can see it a little better, and it does spin freely, and it is decoed up quite a bit. So again, I'm going to pull the Origins version in just so you can kind of look at that, but way more deco on this one. And then he does come with the shield, that spins freely as well. I don't know how well that's picking up on there, but definitely spins freely. And then he just has the classic arm latch thing. It'll just slide over his wrist gauntlet there, and it'll kind of just set on his arm, and he'll just hold that there. So you can put it in whichever arm you want. Usually it is placed into his left arm. And then additionally, which I think is really cool, he came with these gold fists. And I'm probably going to use these because I think these are really neat. We haven't got these before. Uh, I don't know whether those skin tones will match on anything else or not. The bad thing is, I guess, with these fists, he won't be able to hold this weapon or the shield. So I don't know. I might have to decide. Maybe I'll put one on his right hand, put this weapon on his back, and then put the shield in his left hand. And you won't really see the left hand. But I do like these gold hands, and I kind of think I want to use them on him because I think that's pretty cool looking. So I'm going to set these extra accessories off to the side for now. We'll get them all plugged into his body and take a look at that in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and go over his articulation, get that out of the way. They do claim 30 points of articulation on these figures. So his head can look to the left, it can look to the right, he can look down, and he can look up. He does have a diaphragm cut. It's going to be under this armor, so it's hindered by the armor, and it doesn't really work at all while he's wearing this armor. He can't go side to side, and he can't go back and forth. So this armor definitely limits that cut, but it's really nice looking. I like how they went with the matte color on this instead of the shiny vac metal. Sometimes I like the vac metal, sometimes I like this. I guess it would have been cool to see it in vac metal as well, but I just like the extras that they did on this. I like how they have the Eternia like panther or lion heads, whatever. The Eternia cat kind of makes up these shoulder pauldrons. We've got these gold wrist bracers here looking really good. So articulation, he does have that abdominal crunch. He just can't do it with this armor on. His arms will rotate out and you can spin them all the way around. This little piece of gear here is definitely hindering that. So you want to keep mindful of that. It's not going to rotate all the way around unless you take these pieces off, which, yeah, they snap right off just like that if you want to have him more of the classic Flying Fist He-Man look. And then you'll be able to see his arms do rotate all the way around, and they do all the way up. Double jointed elbow, so it can bend all the way. Swivel at the wrist, and it can bend in and out on this one. He can rotate. Let me set this. Well, let me just put it back on here. He can rotate all the way around at the waist. As you can see, he does have the classic thigh cut here, which rotates all the way around. Double jointed pinless knees. Boots spin freely. Ankles articulate up, down, side to side, rock back and forth. So really cool, really good figure. Out of all of them, I might pick up a second one of these just to use some of his gear for custom for someone else. I'm really liking the boots, the bracers. Like, his gear is really cool. Can't deny that with this He-Man here. I definitely am liking the way that he looks. See if we can get him stood up there. I'm going to go ahead and pull in the Flying Fist He-Man from Origins. See if I can back him up a little bit. These rocks are uneven, so they don't always want to stand. But as you can see, he does have the vac metal here. I think he came with this sword. I may have added it, but I think he did come with a sword, whereas this version did not. He also did come with the shield that has the full spinning rotation. And then here is his weapon, which spins as well. And as you can see, there's no deco on this at all. It's just like a big clunky black piece, and it snaps into his back right there. So the new version of the weapon is much better in my opinion. They went away with the standard boots and added on these nice metallic boots. So I'm really liking the upgrades that they did for Masterverse. I feel like finally we have something that is competing with and surpassing the classics. I know that's going to be kind of confrontational for some people, but in my opinion, these new Eternia Masterverse figures, they're blowing by the classics figures, and I can't say that I'm upset about that because the classic figures are really hard to find. The price point is kind of outrageous for some of them. So the fact that the Masterverse is catching up as far as the looks and everything, it's just really, really a good sign. So as you can see here, this is where that red piece will plug into his back. And it looks like it just goes in the top. I'm going to go off camera so I can plug this in real quick. All right, so there it is plugged in on his back, and you can see what that looks like there. It's a pretty snug fit now that it's in. It just goes in and then pushes down. It may be easier to put on if you take the armor off, but I did leave the armor on while I was putting it on there. So his weapon will just plug into it just like that. Oops. And then it can spin freely on there. It is going to add some additional weight, I feel like, to this guy, and it may make him, yep, he's wanting to fall backwards a little bit. So you're going to have to keep that in mind with how you pose him up. Maybe get a figure stand for him. He seems to be doing all right there. And then again, he does come with the shield and then the 2 gold hands. So we're going to go ahead and pull in another version that used this same head sculpt and just kind of compare the different faces that we've got, and let you know which one I think's my favorite. You can let me know what one you think is your favorite down in the comments. We'll go over our final thoughts and then we'll be done with this video. So there you can kind of see the other ways that they've used the head. This was the original version, and it is from that faker that we got in way back in the Masterverse line. He was a pretty early figure. And then this one is the Thunder Punch He-Man. Sorry, I messed up the name of that guy, but there he is. And that is the second time, I believe, that they used the head, the faker head, and he looks really good, but there's just something about the paint on the third one. He's got a little less teeth showing, eyes are a little bit different, hair's a little bit darker. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I prefer this version of it on He-Man the best. Like I said, obviously the faker is my favorite of the way. Faker's always my favorite, the ginger He-Man. So I love the faker figure, but I just wanted to show you all 3 of these guys together that did use the same head sculpt, so you can kind of see that that is the way that they use this head over and over again. Now, as far as the faker that's going to be coming out, he reused the head of the 40th anniversary He-Man, I believe. So again, it will be a He-Man reuse head onto the faker. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a comment down in the comment section and let me know which one of these 3 uh, these 3 heads you feel like was the best use, second best, and finally third best. Out of these figures, I'm still kind of torn. I feel like I like this He-Man maybe a little bit better than this one, but I like the head on that one the best. I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn between these figures. I like all 3 of them. I definitely, like I said, like Faker the best, but between the 2 He-Men, I'm not sure which one I like. I kind of like the new use of the boots, the loincloth that they added, because it's just something different. So again, let me know what you think. 2 thumbs up for this guy. Let's get these guys pulled out so you can see the main dude right there. Again, 2 thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Masterverse line. Are you into Masterverse Origins, Classics? What do you think? Don't forget to tell someone you love them. Have a blessed day.